were telling me how you were at the gym and then you broke your foot and then you finished and then he finished his workout.
Yeah, I couldn't do carbs.
I'm like, wow, how do you develop that crazy work ethic, that discipline? What is up? We're having an awesome time. Greg and I just threw an epic dinner party. We got all of our buddies back here. We've had so much fun. We just ate such amazing pizza. I just ordered dessert. I'm so excited and I'm feeling full. And we thought, hey, let's chat to our buddy Alex here. Alex is amazing. He's a jeweler. He works in Hatton Garden. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Sometimes I'm just like, I say things, I'm like, jeweler works in Hatton Garden. He's really, really talented, makes really incredible jewelry. And he's one of the hardest workers that I know. He's been learning about business and entrepreneurship. And he's a really incredible guy. So I thought it'd be cool to see like what kind of life or business lessons can you learn from a jeweler. So Alex, do you have anything particularly on top of mind that you'd like to share?
Yeah, sure. So I'd say the thing that's had the largest impact on my life so far was the ability to control my emotions when shit goes wrong. And shit goes wrong a lot in jewelry, especially when you're making stuff, things just melt suddenly, some guy walks past, the flame changes its direction suddenly, and then you've got a pile of metal and you've got to fix it in an hour. It's a situation like that where you go like, okay, oh my God, what the hell just happened? Your vision goes blurry a little bit, and it's like, okay, I've got to do this, this, and this. I've got to control. I've got to make sure I'm not loud about the situation, and I've got to keep it to myself, and I've got to just work on the problem. And this ability to just reflect and then be realistic and solve the problem is a thing that's I've been able to apply in every other single area of life, because it's like any stressful situation. You're like, all right, how am I going to fix this? Do I have the knowledge? Do I have the resources? What are the steps? And that's even in dangerous situations, it's been a tremendous help. I'd say as well, in terms of working with all types of different employers, the people you really look up to and some maybe not so much, you can really like. I was very lucky to have a great last employer who had amazing traits. And I was able to see, okay, so this is a very humble man. You've got to have ways of like presenting yourself, and you meet all sorts of people in the jewelry world, and it's learning to become a leader that will help with managing situations and spending time around these people who have had so much experience, and then being able to apply what I learned from them. It's leader and it's management. And that's it. Those two things.
That's amazing. And I would love to know a little more about, so how do you get to that point where you're like, hey, there's a problem, shit hits the fan. How do you stay calm in that moment? How do you get to the point where you're like, hey, let me just sort this shit out and solve the problem?
Yeah, so my first employer, he would get crazy angry. He'll get so angry, like, I've got recent stories, but I shouldn't probably say it. But he would like throw stuff across the room. He once got an industrial hairdryer and threw it across the room, like dangerous stuff. And he's like a big, scary guy. So it would be against my favors, against my interest to show if anything went wrong. So I just controlled my emotions. I had to control my emotions, otherwise I'll feel that my job was at risk or my apprenticeship was at risk. So I just did that on repeat, and it's that repeated exposure to being able to control your emotion that will allowing you to gain control in this aspect of your life in the future. It only takes like a year or two of just that repeated exposure. But the thing is, most people don't get that kind of repeat. Most people, they just lose their job. But fortunately, my employer kind of needed me. So yeah.
100%. Yeah, it's like through desensitization, you're actively putting yourself in these uncomfortable situations. Yeah. And through that, you become more comfortable over time with discomfort, which is really incredible. Actually, a really another incredible thing about you, Alex, is you have the craziest work ethic I've ever seen. We'll go to hang out, and you'll be like, yeah, I was up yesterday, and actually didn't go to sleep. I just continued working on my jewelry and working on this piece until 5 a.m. And then I was like, well, it's the new days, and I should do more work. Yeah. And then you'll be like, yeah, so I had an hour nap, but before that, I hadn't slept in like 23 hours, and I had 1 hour nap, and now I'm here hanging out, and we're gonna have a fun time out. I'm like, what? It's like you were telling me how you were at the gym, and then you broke your foot, and then you finished, and then he finished his workout.
Yeah, I couldn't do calves.
I'm like, wow.
I could do lunges.
So yeah, you're insane. And I would love to know how. This is Greg's behind the camera. Greg is sitting behind the camera, just cracking up. How do you develop that crazy work ethic, that discipline?
Okay, so eventually you realize that there's two things that you can do. You can like not do what needs to be done, or you can do what needs to be done. And sometimes you're like, well, what should I really do? Like, should I go home and like be lazy? I broke my arm once when I first started working out, and I instead of doing bicep curls because I couldn't do them, I had to do pull-ups. So I did biceps with pull-ups. The crazy work ethic comes. Well, the work ethic comes from just knowing what needs to be done, and also trusting in the outcome as well, I'd say. Plus, I kind of enjoy it. I think that's a good thing. It's like the feeling of achievement is the goal. Like I recently finished a big restoration, and that took 48 hours.
Wow.
And that's like, you know, you're burning your fingers, and it's like all tedious, and that was it's the result.
Yeah,
That's
so
really
you're
it.
addicted to that feeling of achievement, and it's excellence that you strive upon.
Yeah.
It's like for someone to finish their workout after they broke their arm, broke their foot, finished the workout, it's like for that kind of person, excellence is the habit. You know, it's like it's not you do the action not to get the result, but to become the kind of person that gets the result, which is really incredible. And I'm constantly inspired whenever we speak. You're always regaling with these crazy stories. So thank you so much for coming on, Alex. Where can people find you?
Athenia Jewelry right now. Still a business in the, you know, I'm a growing business. Still learning that whole thing. I'm a maker by, you know, growing up and in my blood, but starting to learn this business side as well. So
amazing.
Yeah, Athenia Jewelry.
Awesome. Athenia_jewelry on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm gonna enjoy my vegan brownie dessert cake, and we're gonna laugh a bit more about how crazy Alex is, because that's like really incredible. So much respect for you. Thank you so much. If you liked this, please comment down below what your number one takeaway was. If you like this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.